Hey you, it's me, Mr. Super Casual. Today we're going to be talking about my ride on the Baker's Dozen put on by Redemptive Cycles. This ride covers the 13 steepest hills in Birmingham, which are guaranteed to crush your quads and hammies. Okay, so first up is the Altamont Water Tower climb, which has an average grade of 8.4%. And you can see me start to wiggle and wiggle up the hill because I am slow AF and I am not like the people who won this competition, hitting a max grade of 30% and taking the struggle bus up to the top. Ooh-wee, that was a big one. So something to keep in mind is that the entire ride covers 20 miles and you're not going, across flats the whole way. You are going up and down hills before you get to the hills. So I was really trying to make sure that I paced myself so I wouldn't blow my load before the actual climbs. Okay, moving on to South Crest Road. This one was a mother because the hardest part in my mind is actually this first section right here. It's absolutely awful. I'm just dancing in the saddle right now, trying not to fall over. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that you need to keep your weight forward in order to keep from falling backwards on these hills. Just insane. Oh, and here's where I put my foot down for the first time. So my actual goal here was to do all the hills without stopping or putting my foot down, and I did not make it this time. Hitting a max grade of 21%, pedaling up the hill, wiggling all the way, heart rate, who knows what, but it was way over 180, and we got it up the hill, guys. We did number 2. Climb number 3 is actually adjacent to climb number 2. It's 58th Street, an average grade of 11.5% with a max grade of 19%. Again, just trying to stick to my plan of keeping it slow and steady, just conserving my energy, trying not to burn out. Leaning forward into the hills. Up on my feet, pedaling hard, just trying to keep it going forward. And I made it up the hill. Number 3 in the bag. Let's go! In terms of length and steepness, I definitely think that Ferncliff Circle is in the top 3, easily. So don't let the 11% average grade fool you because, as you can see here, the real challenge is this little bastard right here. Yeah, there's no way I was going to go up this straight. Max grade, 30%. Just dodging and weaving, wiggling all the way up the hill. And as you can see, my friend here, she tries to start her bike and she falls over because the hill is so steep. Just absolute insanity. And, even though it's not the longest hill, just getting to the top, I was kind of going in the red on this one. Yeah, just really proud of myself for not putting a foot down and not stopping on this hill. Climb number 5 goes all the way from the post office off of Montclair to Altamont Park. The average grade is 8.9%. And Strava does claim that there's a section that hits a 51% grade, but I'm not sure about that. It must be some kind of weird corner somewhere. This entire climb was almost like a nice little break because it was steep, but it was steady the whole way. And all I really had to focus on was just grinding it out. So after a little break, we started our climb to 29th Street. And let me just tell you guys, I want to find the civil engineer who designed this street and throw hands because there is no way that this street should ever have been approved in terms of grade. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is just, it's nuts. I'm in the granny gear, just struggling to turn the cranks on my bike. Oh, and of course Zach comes up and he sails right by me because he's he's a lot stronger than I am. Oh yeah, hitting that max grade of 70%. Zach's making it look easy. And I gotta throw in the towel because I can't even get the bike started again. So I have to push it up the hill. Maybe if I trained harder, I'll be able to get it next year. Oh well, you can't get them all. The 7th climb from Caldwell Park is actually something that I'm very familiar with. If you're riding through Highland Park and you're trying to go to Mountain Brook, you kind of have to go over this road to get over the mountain. The big difference though with this section is that you take a left here and there's what's called the secret spot, which is a pathway that connects close to a driveway. And I'm pretty sure this is just for like pedestrians only, but it hits a max grade of 44% in this section. And I'm just laughing at myself because it's just like I'm leaning forward over the bike, just trying not to fall over again. And there's Zach on my heels again, saying hello to the neighbors, passing by, wondering what the heck is going on. Chug-a-lugging up the hill. And that's not it. So this last part goes to a scenic spot overlooking the city. It's really nice. And that's actually one of the coolest things about Birmingham is that, you know, we have all these wonderful hills and you can get some really great vantage points of the city. Moving on to the 22nd Street 16th Avenue Alley climb, which features a 12.9% average grade. Yeah, this one really kicked my butt, guys. So I was trying to learn from my previous mistake on 29th Street from not having enough speed to make the climb, so I was really pushing it on this one. Turning at this corner, you hit a max grade of 34%, just absolutely nasty. I'm up on my feet. I'm really trying to push it, making sure I don't lose steam. I don't want to repeat 29th Street. I'm going, pushing hard, cranking the cranks, moving the pedals, trying not to wiggle. And I run out of steam. Just absolutely gassed. My legs were just shot just trying to make that effort. It made me feel better to see that I wasn't the only person pushing my bike up the hill, but that was still the second hill of the day that I had to stop and push. So maybe next year. I thought it was really great that we could take a group photo in the middle of the ride. Really great memories all around. Next up, we have the relatively tame Zoo Hill climb, which goes all the way from the base of the Birmingham Zoo to the first light at English Village, with an average grade of 4.6%. Traffic was kind of picking up at this point, so I kind of rode the sidewalk to preserve my safety and sanity. And moving along through the roundabout, going up the hills, trying to catch up with Zach. That guy's a madman. Passing Zach along the way, really putting in a good effort here. And, you know, comparatively, this is an easier climb with a max grade of 10%, but it's just really long. And so, you know, you really got to pace yourself and make sure that you're, you know, not going all out all the way. So if you were curious about what the actual field of competitors looked like, here's a little flyby I did on my bike. Out front is Johnathan Crain, who won all 13 hills, incredibly. That's never happened before. Definitely check out his YouTube. I'll link his video coverage of Baker's Dozen in the comments below. And here I go, taking off again, just grinding it out. This one, again, long, steep. At this point, I'm kind of burning out. I'm really just trying to make sure I make it to the top, not stopping, not putting a foot down. Feeling pretty good about this one. If you've lost count at this point, I don't blame you, but here's climb number 11 of the day. This one starts at the Southside Market and goes all the way to the top of Vulcan. A pretty respectable 7.8% grade with a max grade of 56%. I'm sure that's not right. It's probably another like corner somewhere like the last climb. And there goes Zach again. Hanging onto my wheel, going past me, flying by. Bye, Zach. See you at the top. And before I forget, huge shout out to all the spectators for your support. You guys made this ride such a great experience. Now, in my humble opinion, the 12th climb was the worst one of the day, with a soul-crushing average grade of 18%. Moving up to this apartment complex, which I'm sure the grade has to be illegal. This can't be a real hill. And here I am just trying to work my way up the hill because there's no way in hell I'm going to attack this like straight on. Just trying to take as much of the grade out as I can by wiggling back and forth, making my way downtown, walking fast. max grade 24%, and I'm homebound. Trying to follow David, making his way up the best he can, and wiggling my way to the top. This one really hurt, guys. Like, I was absolutely gassed after this one. And after several hours of cycling and struggling because I'm average AF, we finally made it to the last climb of the day, number 13, climbing up to the Red Mountain Water Tower with an average grade of 9%. Hooking through the gate, moving up to the first part of the ascent. Trying to hold on to Zach's wheel. This is the last push, guys. Giving it all I got. Passing David along the way. Hooking up the switchbacks. These were killer, guys. The inclines were bad, but like going up the grade on these curves really takes it out of you. Passing some support along the way. Moving up towards the water tower and the end of my ride. My quads and hammies are killing me. They're screaming, "You should quit!" But my heart is like, "No! I must go on!" Yeah, that was really cheesy, but I made it and I finished the ride. Huge shout out to everybody who put this on. What an amazing experience. Can't wait to do it next year. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy.